Welcome to the 6th event of the hotelplanner.com PGA Europro Tour. It's the first of 4 visits we'll be making to the beautiful Scottish countryside, and today we're here at the Newmachar Golf Club just outside Aberdeen. Welcome to the programme and to the Paul Lawrie Foundation Granite City Classic, hosted here at the Hawkshill course at the Newmachar Golf Club. It's a relatively young course, it's only 25 years old, and it's created by the legendary course designer Dave Thomas. It's highly regarded by pros and amateurs alike, and you'll get to know it a little bit better over the next couple of hours in another action-packed show.
Paul Howard's joined us, clubhouse leader. All the best, Marcus. Thank you very much for your time. Come on.
Plenty to look forward to in today's show, and don't forget, if you want to get in touch, you can via Twitter at PGA Europro Tour, or you can search for us on Facebook. We'd love to hear from you, just like we have been doing for our Challenge John feature, which you're going to get a chance to see later on in the show. Before we get into the action, here's a quick reminder of how our first 5 events of the season have finished. So 5 events down, 4 different winners, and the race to Desert Springs has a runaway leader, but a tightly bunched chasing pack. Gary King has his nose in front by some £6,000, with Darren Wright his closest challenger. Sam Connor's win at Longhurst Hall catapulted him into 3rd place, while similarly the win at Camberwell Park by Marcus Armitage has moved him into 4th. For Alan Dunbar in 5th, it's 2 second places in Wales and at Burr Hill that have helped him to just over £11,000, and a significant gap over those chasing the top 5 places and a Challenge Tour card. So the scene's almost set heading into our final round, but before we head up to the commentary box, why don't we hear from our resident pro John E. Morgan on this magnificent Hawkshill course here at the Newmachar Golf Club.
Well, thank you, Laura. Here at Newmachar, I mean, what a place it is, just bordering on 6,800 yards long. And you can see this is one of them, the 10th hole. Beautiful tee box right back here, swoops down, comes over this lake. I mean, the boys might want to take it on, you know, if they push the tee up a little bit forward, but it's at 320 yards long. And there's many holes like this. You've got like loads of big trees everywhere that can play with your ball and ricochet off it. That's what gives it its uniqueness. And also, it's only 25 years old. I mean, it looks like it's been around for centuries because you've got beautiful lakes, got big deep bunkers. They're kind of giving it the old like linksy feel, deepy bunker feel to it all. And you know, the greens are nice and subtle, but like I say, there's loads and loads of lovely old trees wrapped around this golf course, loads and loads of character, and the boys are gonna love it. Back to you.
Thanks, John. As you heard him say there, a relatively new course that looks like it's been here for centuries. It's a testament to the course designer and the greenkeeping staff here at the Newmachar Golf Club. It's time now for us to pass over to our commentary team, former Ryder Cup player Andrew Coulthart, our very own John E. Morgan, but first, Simon Golding.
Thank you, Laura. Well, what a fabulous new challenge for our Europro Tour players this week. The course in superb condition. And going into round 1, the man that was in super condition himself was this man, Mark Young. fabulous round on day one to get himself to 9 under and put himself in the driving seat at the start of the tournament. In round two, well, Young was still there or thereabouts. A round of 2 under, taking him to 11 under in total after 2 days, but he had some company. Ward moved himself to 12 under, but he wasn't the top man come the end of the second day. That honour belonged to this man, Paul Howard. Fabulous amateur career, now turned professional in 2015, and 13 under after 36 holes here at Newmachar. Well, confirmation then on the leaderboard here at the Paul Lawrie Foundation Granite City Classic. Paul Howard will be heading into that final round with a single shot lead. Let's hear from the leader. He should be feeling pretty confident.
Well, obviously I'm leading, so hopefully I can continue to do what I've done the first 2 days, and if I do that, hopefully I'll come out on top at the end of the day. But there's a lot of guys out there who could probably overtake me. The course is quite scoreable, so I'll just try and do the best I can today and see. Hopefully it's good enough.
So Paul Howard, the man that everybody will be chasing in this final round. And Daniel Gavin's certainly got that chase off to a very good start. The man who graduated to the Challenge Tour in 2013 from the Europro, but has chosen this season to come back to the fold of the Europro Tour. And a very good start. Birdie that took him to 9 under, and then continued the charge at 3. Another birdie to take himself to double figures under the card. And Daniel Gavin's looking in very good shape at the start of his final round. Well, another man also getting things moving, Paul Shields, making a birdie at the second to move himself to 9 under. And Greg Hutchin also with a birdie. Brightly coloured ball, brightly coloured hat, brightly coloured start for the Scotsman. Moves himself to 11 under. Joined by a very talented player, Gareth Wright. Second shot into the first. Set up a very nice birdie opportunity. And the fabulous conditions today, as they have been for the last few days, should provide us with some really good scoring and a very, very interesting final round. So the Welshman is in the mix. And Gary King, well, what of the man that has already won twice on the Europro Tour this season? He's off to a very good start in his final round, 11 under the card, and on the back 9 could do some damage. Well, I'm delighted to say alongside me, Andrew Coulthard and Johnny Morgan, looking forward to a final round of golf on what is effectively, guys, a field of dreams. A course built, what, 25 years ago now by a man who had a vision, and it really is a beautiful, beautiful venue.
It's a beauty, Simon. It really is. I mean, 25 years old. I mean, that's all it is. It's unbelievable. Looks like it's been around for donkeys.
Yeah, it looks fantastic and in tremendous condition as well. Nice to see the weather holding up as well for these players. Beautiful tee shot there.
Now, Mr. Shields, this for a birdie. Can he chip it in? Keep the momentum going.
Oh, lovely shot. Nicely played there. Well done. Well done. Good call, Johnny.
Oh, yeah, it was indeed. Take that. Just in the side door. Take them any way they come.
Well, playing alongside Daniel Gavin's today, and that is a pair with a momentum to relish. What a start.
As we come to the first, Paul Howard. Now, this man, rich vein of form. Playing some majestic golf. Standing on the first over 400 yards is a brute.
Yeah, just the fairway metal for the tournament leader. Now getting a nice little bounce in off the cush there. That's perfect. Great tee shot.
Now, Mark Young, the man that set the pace on day one. There is a big score out there, we know that, and Mark Young proved it with his 9 under. Followed it up nicely on day 2, and he will be fancying his chances here.
I find though, these boys, it's all about the course management. It's very tight in areas, you know, bottlenecks at perfect yardages off the tee. So the boys having to lay up or take it on.
Ball a little bit below the feet here. This should suit them to that back right pin.
Well, that was a lovely shot. Very sensible, good course management. Giving himself a little quirky one coming back, but back to Ward. Second shot, can he follow suit?
Yeah, Simon Ward, the Irishman, currently unattached. Gone at this one very hard, and he's got the control that he was looking for as well. Some beautiful stuff into the first green. Back to Young then with his second. Into this par 5.
Very narrow entrance into this green. Gonna draw it in.
Oh yeah.
A little bit unlucky then. That was a firm bounce just off the shoulder of the bunker, but that's 2 good shots to there. It's an outside eagle chance.
He's loving his swing at the moment. He's playing some great shots. Howard for a birdie. What a start this will be for the final day. Settle the nerves if there is any. Sets it going down the hill. Oh, and didn't come back. So close, but yet so far. But a nice steady start for the leader.
Yeah, good stuff from the man who had a very successful amateur career. Underpinned a very fine England A team over some years. Had success in Europe and South America, but has turned pro this year. And, well, that's unfortunate for Young. Left himself with a bit of work for birdie.
After a lovely second in here, straight up the hill. Can he convert? He can. Beautiful. Great start.
Well, Ward will take that joint leader then, with his playing partner now at 13 under.
Very good indeed. Eddie Young, these are the ones, you know, you think to yourself, I need a birdie this hole. You don't want to be walking away with a par, and he doesn't. He makes that birdie. Great start for Young. 12 under.
Well, today's shaping up to be one of our tightest final days so far this season. Howard, not a great start, unfortunately, to the second. Drove it into the trees and has had to chip out to here. So a bit of repair work to be done. And that sounded like contact with the trees again.
A little bit fortunate that it dropped out green side there. He's got plenty green to work with. A fairly straightforward chip, but yeah, struggling down this hole.
Young, first shot on the third. Big, tall, towering iron. This very tight landing zone on this par 4.
Ward showed us great control from the fairway at the first. We'll be looking for the same again here. He's got the ball on a string at the moment.
Set the juice loose about this hoose. Is that how you say it, Colts?
Not even close, John, but don't worry about it. Out from the left side.
Young flipping one in there. Beautiful hole this.
Now, a little bit of pondering here from Howard. Doesn't want to concede too much early doors. It's released. And it's gone quite a ways past. Don't fancy that putt on the way back.
Big Gareth Wright played 4 rounds in the Open Championship at Muirfield a couple of years ago. So he's can handle the pressure. Oh, just a little bit shy. Good line.
Yeah, strong player. Great iron player, isn't he, Andrew?
He hits it miles as well.
He does hit it miles. I mean, just look at him.
Birdie for Ward, so it's not a birdie start for the Irishman. A little bit of swagger up to that putt. Like to see that. But it's going to have to settle for par by the looks of it.
This was a lovely little shot to here, just controlling the spin nicely. It's a good stroke. Yeah, comfortably done.
Joint leader, Mark Young. There's an Englishman in amongst it here in Aberdeen. Alongside this man, Howard. Very, very important putt, this one.
Oh, big spin out. Left himself with a bit of work to be done. Bit of meat left on this bone.
Yes, the lead has gone, I'm afraid, for the man that has played so well over the last couple of days and finds himself trailing by 1 shot. So already plenty of movement on this scoreboard. Mark Young and Simon Ward take over as the co-leaders, and Paul Howard drops down into 3rd position. But as you can see, it is very, very tight, and there's plenty of quality still out on the course that can set a really good clubhouse lead. Well, still to come, John guides us around the course with his usual brand of excitement and shot making.
Now that is what you call a snapperoo.
And we test the players on their knowledge of the Ryder Cup.
Clock starts now.
Glen Eagles, Celtic Manor,
The Belfry,
Medina,
Oakland Hill.
Welcome back to Newmachar and the Paul Lawrie Foundation Granite City Classic final round action. And I'm delighted to say that we've already had a bit of excitement, some movement on the leaderboard. Mark Young and Simon Ward find themselves in joint top position at 13 under, which is the score that Paul Howard was on at the start of the day for a single shot lead. But he's conceded one at the second. So we have a change, and we've certainly got a contest today on what is a beautiful course, Andrew.
Yeah, it certainly is. It looks fantastic, and as John has said, it's so important that you find the fairway with these tee shots. And another excellent one right there.
Yeah, dissecting a fairway, Andrew. Beautiful shot to the third. Mr. Ward out with the iron, definitely going for position. Nice solid swing, isn't it?
Yeah, a nice rhythm to that. Let's see how it ends up. Perfect. Beautiful tee shot. Job done.
Now, with conditions as wonderful as they are today, John, which kind of golfer do you think is going to come out on top?
Well, this man here, Mr. Well, he's got all the knowledge you can think of. I mean, played the Open a couple of years ago, wasn't it, Andrew? And done extremely well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, you know, just getting into an Open Championship is great, but making the cut is fantastic. Howard, also a lovely swing. Nice brisk action.
Yeah, the Southport and Ainsdale man. Lancashire County player, England A player, but now in the pro ranks. What a different feeling that must be, guys, moving from well, the kind of brotherhood of being in a team, in a county team, in an international team, moving into the professional ranks. What are the big differences?
Well, very individual, becomes, you know, less of a team effort. You know, Andrew will have more experience with this, being Ryder Cupper and everything like that.
I think you're right. Just, you know, you are more on your own, but you're just so excited about your future and about what, you know, what the game holds for you, that you're just focused intently on that. And, you know, Howard looks like he's dedicated. It looks like he's got great goals. A little bit wayward there from Ward. A little bit of help from the slope. That's an awkward one.
Yeah, and that spin that he's been getting on the ball all day has just helped him a bit there.
He's got some whip through the ball. That's how he's able to generate so much of the spin. But as we come back to Young, this man with a very lofty club in his hand, coming up way short. He definitely got a bit of turf before the ball on that one, Andrew.
Yeah, I misjudged that one. Let's see how his short game is. Anyway, back to Howard.
Yeah, this man's 6'2", 6'3". He's a big lad. Big wide arc, hits the ball a mile. Bit of backspin here, coming back to the hole. Not bad at all. Sets up a nice birdie opportunity. Young in the bunker.
Yeah, looks like he's got a bit of slope on this one. Well, not bad. Couldn't have been the best of lies.
I wonder if that was a little bit plug-a-rooners. I'm not sure. Up in the lip, just, you know, flumped it out and try and let it release down to the hole. As we see Ward now playing this one, absolutely fantastic.
It's trick shot time for the Irishman.
Trick of that one is really getting your weight with the slope, though, and it's not easy. Sometimes people, you know, the guys at home, the amateurs, you're listening, you know, don't get on your back foot and try and lob it up in the air. You know, that's the normal thing. Then you hit the ground and it scuttles on through the green. Ward played it great, and Gareth, well, not so great.
That one went away from him. That's a beautiful second shot here, right over the top of the flag. Not a lot of movement, just outside the right, perhaps.
Oh, they're not dropping for him at the moment, for young Howard.
Yeah, not to be, not to be.
Not plenty of time yet, just got to remain patient.
Young then.
Young, straight and firm. Oh, just a little wee blocker.
Well, annoy him a little bit. Just a short iron into the green there, a drop a shot there. That's unfortunate.
That's a lack of concentration, though, isn't it? Really, Andrew. When you come to those, is it a bit lazy in the head? We all do it.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, focus. Yeah, you just forget to get the job done. Really needed to throw that one up at the flag. Here's a lovely putt.
Oh, Gary King, two-time winner on our Europro Tour, winning the first two events at Celtic Manor and Frilford Heath, and he's making his way round the course very nicely. He's going to set a pretty good clubhouse score, the rate he's going, and then he'll have a bit of a wait to see how competitive that's going to be.
He's playing with my friend there, Sandeep Groh. Used to play for in England team with him. Gary's in good company. Sandeep can play some good golf as well.
Now Gareth Wright for his part, and does manage to hang on to it. Good confident strike from him. Now let's move to the fifth and hear more about that from John E. Morgan.
Well, here at the fifth hole, 333 yards, and there's a little teaser. I mean, you got this bunker here. It's about 209 yards to, if you want to go and reach it with probably about a 5 or a 4 iron to reach that bunker, but you come out to the left there, bit of room to work with, not much. You still got to hit a great shot, but the boys will be thinking, do I get driver out and have a crack at this green? Well, if you did, you got a few bunkers, you got some scattered trees, you got thick rough in amongst the trees as well. Very dodgy to a very, very narrow green. I mean, today, pin, back left, very accessible for the boys. I mean, I'm stood here, I've hit a nice shot off the tee, only got 120 yards left into the screen, which is perfect. You're going to make the ball dance around the flag, especially at these boys' level. So anyway, here we go. I got a little soft gap wedge. I'm just going to take this flag on. That's back left. It's absolutely beautiful around here. Here are the birds and the bees. Absolutely still as crazy here. Beautiful. Straight at it. Has it got the legs? Not my best effort, but I tell you what a cracker of a hole.
I love it. John E. Morgan still as crazy after all these years. Great shot, John.
Yeah, cuckoo comes to mind, Simon.
Now, Mark Young, nobody wants to go cuckoo in this final round. And the door is open. It really is, for somebody to grab this by the scruff of the neck. And I just wonder how good King can be on the closing stretch.
Well, King is a player over the last couple of years, been on this tour, been very fringy, you know, having his moments, chucking in a massive low round, and then all of a sudden able to put 3 rounds together and come up trumps and win a tournament.
Another sand iron for Young. Let's see if he gets it right this time. No breeze to speak of. Yeah, right up at the flag.
Yeah, not to be, Andrew. Yeah, he's just he's lacking his wedge play over the last 2-3 holes. Just not coming off for him.
Yeah, the smile has suddenly disappeared, I'm afraid, from Mark Young's face. Now back to Paul Howard, another birdie opportunity.
Aiming well left here, a bit of break, and he's not compensated for it enough. Big swing of that one. Leave himself with well, just no more than a 2-footer straight up the slope. Shouldn't be a problem.
It's fascinating to see the way this course is still testing the players on day 3. He's yielded a couple of low scores. This man had one of them on the first day, but he's been asked a few questions now in this final round, is Young.
And almost from a similar line to his playing partner. Ward, a little bit out the left. Better line, pace, just lacking.
Yeah, he went to school on Howard, did this Ward, just not hitting it. Needed the pace of Howard, and it would have definitely been in. That's a solid par out.
For Young to stay at 12 under. Oh, no.
Well, that is careless, the last 2 holes there with wedges. Needs to be dancing around about the flag, giving himself birdie opportunities, not struggling for par with that club in your hand.
Oh, once again, we've got movement on the leaderboard. Simon Ward finds himself in top spot. Paul Howard in second, just a shot behind, and then a whole group of players on 11 under. Gary King, though, could be the man that sets a score in the clubhouse to test the rest. Now, talking of tests, here's a 60-second test of your Ryder Cup knowledge with John.
Last 10 venues, Ryder Cup. Clock starts now, have it.
Glen Eagles, Celtic Manor,
The Belfry, Medina, Oakland Hill,
Belfry.
Valderrama.
Belfry.
I'm being like Carol Vorderman, no clues, man, no
Glen
clues.
Eagles.
Valhalla.
Glen Eagles.
Valhalla.
Valderrama.
Go for him again, just double check it. Might get an
Was
extra one.
Valderrama there?
K Club.
That's how good my knowledge is.
Can I say Celtic? No, Celtic. Oh dear.
Come on, man.
Oh man.
What's going on?
I don't know, I can't think.
Just got mind blank.
That's it.
How many's that?
Mate, that's only 5, dude. Right, that's it, stop the clock. Ready? Thanks, boss. Well, that was a staggering 5-pointer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of 10. Kev, in your face, son. Just beating you by 2.
Well, just a bit of fun, but an interesting test. And as Morecambe and Wise used to say, most of them were there, not necessarily in the right order. The ones that weren't, though, the Country Club, Brookline, and Oak Hill in Rochester. I wonder how many you guys got at home. We're keeping quiet here in the booth about how many we managed to nail.
Well, if there's anyone who's going to get all 10, it's got to be you, innit, Andrew? Come on, mate, put you on the hot spot.
Oh, that one's just gone in the trees over there on the left-hand side.
Oh, no.
Oh dear, poor Simon Ward. Not great off the tee there from our leader. So, again, more interest for those in the hunting pack. Young needs to get himself sorted from that wedge sort of distance, but doesn't need to worry too much about that at this hole. But that, again, just a bit strong.
As we come to Howard at the 5th, it's been a nice mid-iron to long. Brings that bunker into play on the right-hand side, though.
Yeah, like, no chance of taking this one on with a driver. Finding lovely level stance there for his second.
Now, with a couple of days under your belt, Andrew, how tempting is it sometimes on the 3rd round just to shift from a plan that you know has worked?
Yeah, very tempting. Certainly, if you're behind and you've got to push it, then you got to take a lot of things on. And look at that fantastic shot from Shields right over the top of the flag.
Oh, here we go. Here's some kamikaze magic needs to be done. Oh, giving it a right old swipe. Straight up over the tree. Little jig out to the right-hand side to see where this baby's going to land. And look at this, feeding down onto the fringe of the green. What a shot from Ward. Beautiful. Love that stuff.
I could do with just a little settler for Young. Nice little chip and putt from here over the back. Go on then.
That's amazing, isn't it? Just in the space of a minute, we've seen 2 very different shots required on this course. And 2 very different results as well. Now, Howard, I love it when we see the golfers from the back looking to the green. See what they're doing, see the shape that they're putting on the ball. And from Howard's point of view, up and at it. And again, just that little touch of check to bring it back to the hole.
He's not too happy with that one. I think he wanted to make that one dance around the flag. It wasn't meant to be. Still a little bit of work to be done. Gavin's on the right-hand side in the bunker.
Yeah, playing alongside Paul Shields today, and they got off to a fabulous start, the pair of them. Birdie Mungus. Oh, and that's not far either. Far away.
Birdie Mungus.
Well, it's all...
That's a cracking shot he's hit from there.
Yeah, Birdie Mungus. Is that a new word? So
it could be, I'm afraid, John. We better be careful what we say today, because I tell you what, Coulthard's on our case.
good boy. And Gareth putting in for Parmungus.
Oh dear, sorry boys. Well, it's all getting very serious out there. There's a few quite grim expressions as they make their way round, but this man might be beaming come the end of his 18. Oh no, I spoke too early. Well, that's a massive commentator's curse on our 2-time winner this season, Gary King.
Yeah, he knows just a good, strong finish. He's got a chance of winning this. That was just a little bit unfortunate there, an error.
And he's not doing it. He's not putting together the finish we know he's capable of.
Well, this would be an amazing birdie if this was to go in. Get out of jail free card. Has he got the legs? No, he hasn't. But that is a great effort. Really is. I'm sure he'd be knocking that one in for his part.
Come on now, let's find the bottom of the cup. Let's get this round back on track.
Well, it just isn't happening, is it? It seems to me like there's a little bit of confidence just disappeared from Young's game.
Bit of a red mist coming over his eyes, I think. You know, a few holes back to back that he's just had problems with.
If King's going to make it 3 wins, this has got to go in, you feel?
You'd say that's a chance gone astray. Pin high of the stick. Awkward stance though for his chip, but nonetheless, not the execution he was looking for.
Yeah, good call though, Andrew. That is his chance evaporating, I think, right in front of our eyes. Now Shields, this is big as well for Eagle. Take it.
Awesome. What a great shot that was in there. Gets him to 12 under. Wow.
I know Paul Lawrie would very much like to see a Scotsman winning here in Aberdeen. And Shields certainly giving himself a chance, but here's an Englishman that might spoil the party. Oh, he is going to be feeling this is not his day at the moment. Another one shaves the hole for young Paul Howard. And a tap in has to settle for staying at 12 under with that par. But he's still very nicely placed at this tournament. He mustn't forget that. Simon Ward still leads, can't kick on any further than a single shot ahead of Shields and Howard in second position. And that Gary King finish that we were so looking forward to at the moment is not quite materialising. So Ward remains our leader here at Newmachar. Still to come, we hear from 2 players battling it out for the first prize here at Newmachar, and we give you, the viewers, the chance to get involved with the programme and our Challenge John feature.
And just lob it.
Welcome back to Newmachar and the Paul Lawrie Foundation Granite City Classic. Final round action, and it's going to take a man of granite to win this one. At the moment, our leader is the Irishman Simon Ward. Finds himself on 13 under, a single shot ahead of those chasing 2, Shields and Howard. Howard was the leader at the start of the day, but has so far relinquished 1 shot back to the course. And Ward at the 6th with his tee shot. He's plotting his way round very nicely today. Now, talking of plotting their way round, here's John.
Well, look at this for the final hole of the first 9 holes. This is absolutely unbelievable. What a par 3. Absolutely gorgeous. Loads of water. Braked water up really high on the right-hand side, getting really close to this green. Pin today tucked on the right-hand side. I mean, they are dangling the carrot, aren't they? Because it's only 161 yards. And, you know, you feel like you got a chance of making 2 on here. But with that pin there, you just think, oh, hold on, do I go for it or not? Or do I just play left and play safe? But this is the trick of this beautiful hole. It really is. Lovely bunker on the left as well. Big bank. So, you know, the gallery might be out there going crazy for you when you're coming up here. You know, especially if you go and shoot 9 under like Young did on first day's play. You know, if he's coming to here, he's going to have an 8 iron in his hand. Pin's back right, which means I got to fade it, as we all know. Not my favourite. But here we go, middle of the green and hold it off. Great hole. Well, straight at it, boys. Probably just an inch left, coming up just shy. Little bit of chubby checker on it. No more than 12, 15 feet away from this hole. Good chances for a 2. Great hole.
John, I get the feeling you've fallen in love, mate.
Yeah, I mean, this 9th is a beaut. What do you think, Andrew?
Yeah, I like the look of this. None of these 240-yard stupid par 3s. This one, bit of trouble about, but it tempts you to go for the flagstick. Shields has done that right over the top of it. That's a good shot.
Back to 6, and our leader at the start of the day, Paul Howard. You're seeing quite a lot of different clubs being taken from the tees on the 4s and 5s. And then on the 3s, they're getting away with a few bits of luck here with the bounces.
Well, he didn't want to hop forward then. That was in big trouble. But as we come to Shields now, this is down the slope.
Now this for another move, and he has made a few today. Oh, just wouldn't happen. Green's rolling beautifully, John.
Yeah, indeed, it's so true out there. As you can see, the locals just probably picking their brains on who they think is going to win, following this chap as well. Also a local favourite.
Filmed quite a bit of golf up in Scotland over time, Andrew. We'll just see Hutchin take this shot, and then I'll make my point about some of the members watching this one.
Out of position here, but this man with tons of experience. A sensible shot.
Yeah, I've known Hutch for years. Very, very steady player.
Yes, the guys in the gallery watching on as Ward lines this birdie up. What is it about Scotland, and in particular as you move further north, the speed at which the members play, hit and run?
I feel that was a bit of a loaded question. You want to get around the golf course quicker because it tends to be a little bit cooler, something like that, Simon?
Could be. But these boys know how to do it, and they'll be making a few comments during the course of this final round as well. Just letting the pros know how to play their course.
Yeah, the fabulous 17th for birdie and not to be for King.
Hasn't happened, has it?
No, it hasn't. It's a fantastic round he's put together, there's no doubt about that, but just had to keep it going, and just that little stumble there at 16, unfortunately, could have been a completely different story.
And how we're putting through the fringe, never easy. Oh, not to be, just coming up shy. Unfortunately for him, that's what happens when you come through the fringe.
So still trails by one. I wonder how much further around this final round he's going to go before that starts to gnaw away at him. Now right for par, chipped it to here.
Sounds like a Hercules is overhead. Ooh.
Well, short game once again. Causing a few problems today. Now Ward. Quite as straightforward as it looks, this to stay in the lead at 13 under.
Oh.
And he just overread it a touch.
Well, I think that was a little bit more than overread it. That was a little shove, I think.
Now, is that a sign of a few nerves creeping in?
Potentially could be. Somebody that knows what it's like. Up at the top of the leaderboard. Can he convert this chance? Fast down there, dead centre. Great putt, great up and down, Greg.
It was indeed, and Hutch is in business. Joins three others at the top of the leaderboard on 12 under, and we couldn't resist a chat with him before the tournament.
Well, Greg Hutchins has been able to join me here at the back of the 18th hole. Absolutely glorious, isn't it, Greg, eh? It's nice to have you, man.
It's very nice. The sun is almost breaking out, which is a little bit unusual for Aberdeen at the moment, but it's yeah, it's good.
You know, this Europro here at Newmachar, I mean, this course is absolutely in top-notch condition. I mean, the boys are loving it. I mean, you get to play this now and again, and obviously you know Paul really well.
Yeah, I think Paul thought quite hard about where he was going to take the tournament, and I think this is a good venue. I think the guys are enjoying it. The course is in great condition. Paul and Marion do a huge amount of work with the Paul Laurie Foundation. Not just supporting young golfers, but they support young athletes in various types of sports. They put in a huge amount of work. And of course, famously here, Paul, after he won the British Open in 1999, there was quite a number of the members were obviously in the clubhouse celebrating. And of course, Paul famously walked in with the trophy.
How unbelievable is that?
Yeah, I think
that's like a dreamy scenario, isn't it?
So obviously his picture's on the wall, and it's one of the sort of legendary moments in the club's history, you know.
Thank you very much, bud.
Nice to see you,
It's
John.
really nice to see you. Brings back good memories.
Great stuff. Well, there's laid back and there's horizontal, eh, John?
It is indeed. I mean, this boy, though, I mean, he's winning the Tartan Tour every year, it seems like. This guy seriously knows how to play. Very methodical player, and look at that. Safety. Just away from the water. Decent chance for his birdie now.
Ward testing himself again.
Yeah, that's a tricky one. Laying the club face way open, ball below his feet. Oh, didn't seem to get the contact he wanted. Oh, that's a fortunate break.
That's come off pretty good. As he come to Paul Shields. What a first 9 holes that is. Nice juicy 4 under par, opening it up. And starts the back line with a lovely birdie as well. Good things to come from the Scotsman, I'm sure.
Well, a couple of pulls doing pretty well on the course so far. Here's another one, Paul Howard. But talking of Paul Lawrie, that lovely story of him coming to the clubhouse with the trophy after he won at Carnoustie back in 1999. But he's gone on, hasn't he, Andrew, to work on this whole foundation and this whole idea of bringing golf into Scotland and developing all this young talent. He's doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah, he doesn't get the credit that he deserves, actually, and great that Greg mentions Marion as well, because she also works tirelessly at it. They're a fantastic couple, put in a tremendous amount of time and effort, you know, almost to the point of sacrificing his own career in the main tour. I know he works incredibly hard at his own golf, and yet in weeks off he's always doing other things for young golfers to give people this opportunity to play this great game that we all enjoy.
Yeah, hats off to Paul Lawrie and to Marion. They really have done a great job, and I think the fruits of their labour now are starting to really ripen. We're seeing some fabulous talent coming through from this part of the world.
As we see Ward, can he get it? No, he can't. That would have been a definite Barry bonus if that would have gone in from an awkward position. But not to be, as he taps it in.
Forward to the 18th, and Gary King. It's been a good round of golf, but he hasn't quite found the shots he was looking for in the closing stretch, so this is a must. Birdie for 12 under. Not to be, I'm afraid.
Small margins, isn't it? You know, there's just 3 in the last 3 there that could just have been so different.
He could have, Andrew, without question. And Gary, though, just loved chucking in those low numbers. Young, unfortunately, chucked in the biggest low number of the week, 9 under on first day's play, but today's a different matter. It's not going his way at the moment.
Eagle chance slides by.
Yeah, he cruises that one down the hole. Gonna have that tapped in for a birdie. Might be a good thing of things to come, you never know.
Back to double figures under the card then, for a rather disconsolate looking Mark Young. All smiles for him at the start of the day. King then to finish his round and get into the clubhouse at 11 under, but he'll know it's not going to be quite enough, I feel, today.
Yeah, this boy, the money maker, look at that. That's solid as a rock, but like you said, Andrew, just went a bit flat on his last 6 holes and just didn't, you know, he had the birdies flying, but just dried up on him on the closing stages.
So confirmation that Paul Shields, the Scotsman, is leading here at Newmachar, 13 under, ahead of Gavins, Hutchin and Howard. King is in the clubhouse with that fabulous 65 at 11 under. Now, Laura Woods caught up with Alistair McGregor, the operations director here at Newmachar Golf Club.
Alistair, it's such a beautiful course, and I know the players have really enjoyed playing on it so far this week. How proud are you of to keep the standards so high?
Well, we are used to very high standards here, but it is a great fillip for the guys to hear all these great comments about the course. They have worked very hard for this event. We've known for a while it was coming. The guys have concentrated. They work hard all the time, but specifically so for this event, and it's great to see it come to its full potential at this time.
This course, Hawks Hill, has been described as the thinking man's course. Just tell us why.
It's probably because by championship standards it's not as long as some of the courses nowadays. And it is all about getting into position off the tee so that you can attack these pins, which a lot of them are guarded by water. There's a lot of trees round about, so it's imperative that you are in position off the tee. It's been a long time since we had an event of this size, and it's the sort of thing that we always strive for. A lot of clubs in the area, there are a lot of big events in this area, but it's lovely to see Newmachar on the map as well. And we're absolutely delighted to be hosting the Europro Tour this week.
Still to come, we catch up with Paul Howard, one of 3 players trying to chase down the leader Paul Shields, and there's more magic from Johnny Morgan as he talks us round the last few holes.
Well, I've overdone the shape, but it's definitely safe. And now I've got a decent chance of a birdie.
Welcome back to final round action from the Paul Lawrie Foundation Granite City Classic here at Newmachar in Aberdeen. There's your leader at the moment, Paul Shields. putting together a very good round. 13 under, but he's got company. Gavins, Hutchian and Howard on 12 under are in the hunt, and there's plenty not far back on 11 under as well. We could be heading for a really good finish here. Now, winner in South America, winner of the Finnish Am and winner of the US Am as well, Paul Howard. Had some fabulous results in his time, has bided his time as well, turning pro as he heads towards his mid-20s. And rather like this young man, Daniel Gavins, should be successful.
Well, Gavins, great player, coming back to the Europro. It's lovely to see him. He asks a lot of himself though, Daniel.
The ball on a little upslope, little launch pad here, slightly above his feet. Nice crisp strike.
Got the old Sergio divot going with the old wood there, Andrew. And what a shot that is. That is what you call an absolute perler.
Well, that could be a round changer, a tournament changer for Paul Howard.
A birdie putt back down the green for Shields. A 30-footer at least. He's giving that one a wrap. Is it going to get there? Oh, it's a beautiful try.
That was a great effort. Coming up just shy though. But you take it from such a long way away.
Tap in then to stay at 13 under. He's enjoying himself now.
Here we go. Hutch through his normal routine. A few little waggles. And then pulls the trigger. Punches it out there. Oh, and just getting his clubbing wrong. He'd be kicking himself there. It's not the normal Hutch style.
Travails continue for Young. And he knew that one wasn't on the right line from the moment he struck it, unfortunately.
He looks a little bit disheartened now, Andrew, I feel. You know, the shoulders are just like a little bit too relaxed.
Funny the way it works though sometimes, isn't it? You drop down a little bit, all the pressure disappears, you start to play again.
Yeah, you can. You just got to try and learn from it. Here's Hutch, can he get down in a chip and a putt from over the back? Good to see him take that back flag on.
Beautiful.
Look at that. Simple Simon. Meta Pyman. Good old Hutch.
All right, don't start,
Marking
John.
it whole side. Beautiful chip. Now Howard for an eagle. Now this will put a cat amongst the pigeons. See if he can get this baby straight up the hill. Can be positive with this. Beautiful shot in. Leaving himself with this one up the hill. Has he got it? He has. What an eagle by Mr. Howard.
Absolute beauty. We got a new leader. Howard moves back into the lead at 14 under.
And no surprise, this young man's doing well. Lovely angles to his golf swing. Beautiful takeaway. Lovely position at the top. A lot of coil in there. Wonderful position at impact. Lovely extension through the ball and perfect balance.
Yes, he's a fantastic player. And no surprise that the Lancashire man turned pro after that superb amateur career of his. Golfing idol, Angel Cabrera, holes in one, just the 4 at the moment. And John Morgan caught up with him after the second round.
Well, Paul Howard's joined us, clubhouse leader after the second day. Absolutely unbelievable scores, man. 13 under par, Paul.
Thanks a lot.
I mean, what kind of went on out there? I mean, it's a tough track, isn't it?
Not to me today, no. Lots of birdies, not many bogeys. 1 bogey in 36, so I'm pretty made up with that.
What about strength of the game? Where is it lying at the moment?
I'm pretty solid tee to green, hitting it very close. I haven't really held it, not much putts really, but I've hit it very close the last 2 days.
Good man, Paul. And give us some insight, man. I mean, you're past and now you're present. You know, what have you done in the past years?
Well, I've played for England the last 2 years, which has been great, and then I turned pro in February. My first event was Challenge Tour in Kenya, which was a good start. And then I've been played a few Challenge Tour, and I played my first Europro at Burr Hill a few weeks ago, which went all right.
Good man, good man. And what's for the future? Say you were able to go one step further and lift the trophy here this week, what would you do?
Have a good night out, maybe.
Yeah, good.
And then hopefully qualify for the Open next week and just see how it goes the rest of the season.
Sounds like it could be a dream start. I wish you all the best, though, Paul.
Thanks, John.
Keep it up, mate.
Cheers.
Good boy.
Yeah, good lad, Paul Howard, towering over John there. He's, what's Paul, about 6 feet?
Yeah, but, well, I believe he's about 6'4", but I'm a little bit surprised I didn't supply you with a box here, Johnny Morgan.
I did ask for one. They just wanted to make me feel small for a little while.
Oh, John, giving him a hard time, but who's going to be able to give everybody else a hard time in this final round? We're thinking maybe this man, Greg Hutchin.
I put my money on this man. Hell of a player. Lots of experience, like Andrew was saying. Been around for donkeys.
Yeah, certainly knows how to win, no doubt about that. A tee shot at the 9th, pin in the front, water lurking.
Yeah, Simon Ward. Very strong challenge today. Has had the lead at one point, but has slipped back to 11 under. And this is a brave shot. He's taken it on, and that's okay. Now let's head to the 12th with John.
Par 4, 428 yards, and it's dead straight, but so tight. 13 yards, bang in the middle of this fairway. Bang in, obviously, the hitting range of where driver goes. And I've just pulled it left, as I do. I'm a bit of a right to left off the tee, and I've clattered into the trees, come to rest here, and now I'm left with this. I mean, down through the trees, I mean, I've got a gap through here, but I ain't going to do that. My strength is a right to lefter, so I'm going to aim to the right, flirt with the bunker on the right-hand side, which means I've got to miss it just to the left and scull it up on the green. But you've got this gap way up there, and I'm sure Tiger Woods would fancy his luck at going that route and try and land it on the green softly, which I might try in a minute. But first of all, here we go. 7-iron, going to close the face down, wrap them hands over, and get this thing bending round this tree. Here we go. And I tell you what, I think I overcooked it. Now that is what you call a snapperoo. But beautiful hole this 12, absolutely love it.
Well, right on cue. Daniel Gavins, John, looks like he's got to fashion something similar.
Yeah, it does, but he's having to go through them with a fade. He's the other side of the fairway. And what a shot that is. Nearly pitched straight in the hole.
Still some work to do then for Gavins. Now, Paul Howard, I think he's done very well to hold his patience on this front 9, and he's eventually got his reward to go to 14 under.
Interesting choice of shot. Hands a little bit ahead of the ball. Just punching it down. A beautiful line. Well, great execution there. He knew what he was doing. That's a lovely shot.
Certainly looks the part, does Howard?
Yeah, Shields now in the middle of the fairway, lofted club in hand. Woohoo! Look at that, baby. I'm sure that'll be a tap in for a birdie for Mr. Shields. Very well executed.
It's all starting to warm up again. The doldrums about the midway phase, but we're seeing some beautiful golf now.
Hit it, Greg.
Oh, you heard them say it. Is it going to catch the hole? You did hit it, Greg. Oh, maybe a little bit firmer would have held its line. That's unfortunate. Just left it hanging over the edge. How is it not dropped?
Well, gave it the full time just in case, but in the end had to tap it in. Strong challenge from Shields and Hutchin in terms of getting a home winner here at Newmachar.
Sending them on down there and blocking it out to the right. Just up very quick out of that one, Andrew.
Yeah, there seemed to be a little bit of a figure of 8 in the backstroke.
Ward not happy.
Always tricky coming through the fringe, just bobbled it offline ever so slightly.
Well, I can tell you he went on to get his par, did Simon Ward at 9. On to 12 though for birdie.
This would be brilliant if he can knock this one in, which he does. Easily done. Great birdie, and now joint leader at 14 under, Mr. Shields.
Well, once again, this leaderboard changes. Shields joins Howard at the top, but for the first time in our final round, we've got a bit of distance between the nearest chaser, Greg Hutchin. 2-shot lead for those two ahead of him. And King still in that clubhouse at 11 under. But that score now being surpassed as we suspected it would. But how much further can they go? How does the back 9 compare to the front 9, John?
They're both as good as one another. They really are. there's chances and there's evil places as well that you don't want to. You got to play sensible on, and you know, it's just if you got your wits about you and you're just going to play some good, sensible golf. You know, as we see now, the rain is coming down in steroids, which is going to cause havoc for the players.
Yeah, it's going to make things a little bit harder, just that moisture between the club face and ball. I think it's slightly trickier to control distances.
Some delay reaction there on the green by Paul Howard. A lot of spin. Coming up well short as we see come to Greg now at 12. Perfect position, slight upslope.
And a slight overslope, just a little bit of a slope behind the ball that he could use to try and spin it back to the hole. Good skills.
Yeah, that's a sublime shot by Greg.
Shields, and great look to this course. One of the leading inland Scottish courses.
This one's coming up the ledge though, Simon. This is up the ledge, levelling and out. Oh, not a bad putt. He's definitely reading, getting the read of the greens very well. Pace is perfect.
Saw Daniel Gavins jump into position pretty quick there. See the end of that putt.
Yeah, just trying to get a read off his playing partner. This is just all about the pace for Howard. And he's judged it perfectly.
Yeah, he is dialed in. Yeah. He is. Do like the way this young man is playing now, and I do like the way he dealt with the start to his round. There was some frustrating moments. He saw his lead evaporate, but he stayed calm and he started playing some great golf. Now then, this for par for Hutchin.
Yeah, found trouble off the tee, blocked out into the middle of the fairway. Oh, and just unfortunately, that's back-to-back putts. We've seen him just so close, but not going in for him. He'll take it on the chin, like he always does.
I'm sure he'll stay very cool and calm out there, as this man has done. Darren Wright, winner a couple of weeks ago, the man from golf at Goodwood. Fabulous card to take him to 10 under and put himself in the mix. And this man, Marcus Armitage, winner last week at Camberwell Park. He's with John, and he had a go at the 60-second challenge.
Well, last week's champion, Marcus Armitage, Camberwell Park winner. How you doing, man?
Yeah,
must be chuffed to bits. Congratulations.
Yeah. Cheers, thank you. Yeah.
So, come on then, dish the dirt. What was it like?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, you know, I played well there the year before. Just didn't have a great last round, level par last round. But so going in, you know, I saw my coach the week before after 4 weeks on the road, and you know, got a bit more on track.
Well, it looked like you were swinging it good on the range, but you were just telling me different. It wasn't quite feeling right.
Well, no, it were all right. It was good, but then when it got under the pressure a bit, it started, you know, educated hands had to come in.
Good. Well, then you got good hands, and that's a good saviour, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Well, we have a fantasy 18, you know, and every winner's got to pick a hole. I mean, so Camberwell Park. What was the favourite hole, mate?
I'm going to say par 4, 15.
Oh, the little dogleg left to right. Yeah, narrow green to come into.
Yeah. I think it used to be a par 5. They turned it into a par 4, and it's a tough hole. It's a tough tee shot, and it's just a real good hole.
Ah, good man. Right then, there you go. 15th hole, Camberwell Park. Anyway, to boot, we got this little quiz going on. Right, bit of trivia for you. Now, it's on the clock. This is okay. Right. It's on the clock. Now I'm going for. I reckon if you beat 6, you're champion. All right.
Right.
I'll give you a fiver. Right, the last 10 Ryder Cup venues. Go. Oh, look at that.
Medina, Celtic Manor, K Club, Glen Eagles. Oh, okay. Belfry.
Yeah, good boy, good boy.
They're all European, I know, aren't they?
Yeah. Go on, dude.
I'm done.
You're done?
Yeah.
All right, I mean, well, that's 5 scored, bud. Yeah. 5 scored. I mean, you know, there's someone else there with 7.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Yeah. I mean, we had like the likes of Oak Hills. Do you remember Oak Hills? Valhalla?
Yeah, Valhalla.
Yeah, no, just not meant to be.
Try and get a quick sneak on me.
Yeah, I know, mate. I wasn't going to give it away, but mate, all I can say is go out there, have a great day today, and keep the buzz going, eh?
Well, he didn't win the Ryder Cup quiz, but he certainly won last week at Camberwell Park. Great effort from Marcus Armitage, but this week it's up to Howard and Shields at the moment. They are leaders at 14 under. More to come from Newmachar after the break. Welcome back. Before we get back out onto the course, it's time for you guys at home to interact with our resident pro, John E. Morgan, in our Challenge John feature.
Well, Phil from Ipswich has just come in and tweeted and said, look, I want to challenge John Morgan. Can he play this shot? Well, I'm going to give it a go, boys and girls. And Phil, this is for you, my friend. This is what you call over your shoulder lob shot to a green that's, well, a pin that's 20 yards the other side. Now, if I was there looking at it, I think, well, I got no shot. But the only way to do it really is just put your shoulder facing a target, get yourself lying the same way and just lob it. And it's on the green, about 30 foot away, but that's how you do it. A few more takes, I'll probably get it closer, but I only get one go. Thank you, Phil. Open it up, very lofted club. At least he got over the bunker, didn't it? At least he got. Is that all right, Phil? Hope it was, mate. Cheers, bud.
Oh, the magic of TV. We're giving John a bit of stick this week, but if you want to get in touch with him and challenge him on the programme, then please do so. We'd love to hear from you. Now, back to the action in the Paul Lawrie Foundation Granite City Classic here at Newmachar. And it's very tight at the top of the leaderboard. And a man that we haven't seen much of in this final round, Matten, moved himself to 9 under.
Oh, nice. It's quick, brisk swing. Oh, and dissects the flag. Hits it square on. Goes to a foot. What a shot.
Paul Howard started the day as leader at 13 under, has stayed very calm, very patient, and Andrew is starting to look the part, isn't he, out there?
Certainly is. Just coming from the light rough there, but as you can see, not posing any problems. That's a good chance there for a birdie.
And here's the man alongside him at the top of the tree. Joint leader Paul Shields.
Yeah, slightly coming down the slope here. It's going to be a little bit rapid. Has it got the legs?
Oh.
It does. What a putt. Why, Paul Shields.
Leader on his own. Moves himself to 15 under. And I think just starting to look a little bit tense about it. Maybe just that thought process of winning a tournament starting to dawn on the young man.
Out of position again here for Greg Hutchin. Cleverly done, just needed a little bit more. Tricky little putt for a par save left.
Yes, he and Ward providing us with our Seve-esque moments in this final round.
As we come to Howard now, can he get it? No, it's not going to move. You thought it was. That's a little misread there by Paul.
Well, he said in his interview, didn't he, Johnny, he wasn't holding a lot at the moment.
Yeah, he's just hitting the ball absolutely fantastic. But, I mean, if he was holding a lot, my goodness, be enjoyable to watch.
Momentum. These are so important to every player. Oh, just snuck by as well. Oh, look at that. Yeah, frustrating, Greg. This is a couple they just let slip away, unfortunately.
Yeah, we've seen him miss quite a few putts, and I mean, if those went the other way, 50% of them went in, cool, be right at the top of the leaderboard. But Matten, after what was an amazing approach into this green, polishes it off, gets into double figures.
Yes, gets his just desserts. Well played, Sam Matten, and well played, Darren Wright.
Yeah, look at that, just the one bogey, 6 birdies on his card, back to back there at 16 and 17. He just won in Burhill recently.
We'll see if he can get past Gary King in the clubhouse, who's on 11 under. He's got a chance to do so. Now Howard, his lead has gone again. Single shot behind Paul Shields now. He is striking the ball beautifully.
Yeah, another beautiful shot there, absolutely correct.
Now let's take a look at the 14th with John.
As you can see, the birdies are outweighing the bogeys on this one, so the boys are taking advantage of it. Bunkers come into play on this right-hand side, as you can see, and it opens up. If you come down the right, opens up, miss this tree that's on the left, takes it out of play, so you get a good bird's eye view coming into this green. And what a green it is. Kind of sits up a little bit and swells off left, right and centre. Absolute beautiful par 4, and playing over the card this week as well.
Well, I think the toughest test here at Newmachar for the winner is going to be picking our fantasy hole for this week. There's so many to choose from.
Now Hutchin needing to put the hammer down. Another nice little break. Well, tricky shot, ball going to be below his feet there.
It is, and Howard for birdie after a great approach. Can he do it? No, another putt goes astray for the young lad.
First sign of frustration we've seen from him as well.
Well, you do get frustrated, don't you, Andrew? I mean, if it's just, you know, time and time again you got yourself chances and you don't hold them, yeah, you're pulling your hair out.
Somebody that's very frustrated. Look at that, educated hands we heard earlier on. Very difficult with a lofted club getting to the bottom of that. Well, he's missed another green, but he could chip that one in, Greg.
I mean, talk about pulling your hair out. We don't have much hair to pull out, do we, Andrew?
No, we've both had plenty of experience of that, John, haven't we?
That's for sure.
Now Young has seen his round and his challenge deteriorate here at Newmachar, but that might just lift the spirits. He's not out of it, you know.
Well, this is interesting by Greg. I mean, he's so close to the flag, he's opting to putt this. He's coming through 2 cuts before the green. Oh, and it's worked. What a putt by Greg.
What a putt indeed. And it means he's still in business with that whole cluster of players tied 3rd on 11 under, but still at the top of the tree. Paul Howard and the man leading by 1 shot, Paul Shields, managing to par the 15th to keep himself in top position here at the Paul Lawrie Foundation Granite City Classic. Now let's head up to the air and take a look at the 15th with Andrew Coulthard.
Yeah, 208. It's playing today, not a lot of breeze to speak of. Deep U-shaped bunker in the front. A part of that really shouldn't be coming into play. And over on the right-hand side, just there's a couple of little knuckles that the players can maybe use to try and feed the ball in off of. It's a tough par 3.
Tough par 3 indeed. Let's look at it from the ground.
Well, here at the beautiful 15th, par 3, 210 yards. I mean, absolute beauty. Only for the reason being, the green is actually a small target for such a long par 3. You know, it's got 2 little humps at the back of the green. Not much to do with them, really. But then you've got this big U-shaped bunker just guarding the left portion of it and just shy of this green. And it's just an absolute beauty. I mean, gives you a lovely little avenue to look down as well as you look at this green. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, and it's everything you've got in the bag when it comes to irons. I mean, I've got a 4-iron and I need to fly this one really high because the green is slightly raised, only by a couple of feet, but still raised. That means I've got to come in high and land it soft, which isn't an easy thing to do, especially if the wind and the rain gets out and it's really hard to play. But today is lovely and calm, so every chance. Now, they put the tees up forward. I've got 200 yards to go. I'm looking at just inside right edge of the green. With my natural draw, it should be fine and dandy. Let's give it a go. Just got to miss that bunker. There's drawing on me, probably to where final day's pin position is. Can't actually see it finish, but I know it's probably in trouble. Let's go and have a look. Well, I didn't quite get it right, did I? It's just slightly dragged it to the left-hand side and just caught the edge of this bunker. You can see my pitch mark right there. It's just fed down into the bunker here. And it is just humongous. I mean, it's very hard to miss this one. Big U-shape, guarding a very small green. And it is beautiful. This pin today just tucked in a little bowl, you know, where the boys, if they're hitting a great shot, might be able to feed into it and give them a chance, well, maybe of a hole-in-one. But not for me today, unfortunately. I'm in here, tough shot ahead. Got the lob wedge out, need some loft, need to land it nice and soft on that green and hopefully get away with a par. Bit of late spin, just up on the bank. Not gonna quite come back on me, but I got a little knee trembler from about 8 feet to save me par. What a beautiful hole.
Well, you just keep saying it, don't you, all the way around this course?
Yeah, it's easier to say as well. Every hole is majestic. Really is. Credit to the greenkeepers and all the staff as we see Greg coming down the hole and holds another one. Get in there, Greggy boy. What a two on what a great par three, like I said.
He's training them for fun at the moment, is Hutch. Now Shields, our leader, by just a single shot.
Par 5, but looking to take advantage of this one. Ooh, just a little bit out to the right.
And you can see probably why. A little bit closed on the way back. Flattens it off nicely at the top though, but the damage is done. Just gets ahead of it. And just squirts it out to the right, resulting in being in that bunker by the looks of it.
Well, that's the mechanics of what happened. Will it be problems for him in terms of this tournament, because Howard is still in the hunt?
Just the same swing every single shot. Pretty relentless. Just a little bit undercooked there, just in the lower tier.
Looks a common place to be, that one, Andrew. Seen a lot of putts from down there on that right hand side as we come to Gavin's. Oh, this is a little low fizzer. This has got some late spin on it. Oh, there it is. You could tell that just by the strike and how low it came out. A few hops and a big stop. Anyway, Howard up the slope, little rise, levels out.
And still won't drop, but that was a good putt. And the applause from the gallery confirming so. But things still might change, bearing in mind that the leader Shields has got some work to do. And here he is at 16.
Well, not bad, just a little bit spin there that he didn't want. Tricky little putt left.
Now Young to make amends after his early doors mistakes. Starting to fight back with some birdies. And another towering great iron shot coming in to no more than 8 feet away, and that's another chance for Mr. Young.
I'd imagine Shields will be looking intently at this one.
Yeah, he zoomed straight in behind Daniel there just to see how that broke. It's only slightly off the right hand side, but a great birdie nonetheless for Daniel Gavins. Now Young to get on the birdie train.
Come on, that's better. Well done. Well done. Well, certainly put in a bit of a nice finish.
Yeah, moves himself to 11 under. I think that pressure's gone now. He can just play and see what he can get to. Now Shields needs this. Gets it. Good solid golf from Paul Shields. And good solid golf from this man. In the end, a decent finish for Darren Wright. 3 birdies in a row for a round of 66, and into the clubhouse as the new leader at 12 under. Right, let's go ahead to the 17th with Andrew.
Yeah, Darren Wright managed to birdie it, but 431 yards. It's a tough par 4 at the end of the round. There's jungle all the way over the left-hand side. Got to have a little fade off that bunker down the left. And a little bit of trouble lurking for the miscue with the second shot. Big pond just short right, bunker over there guarding, and green shaped like a figure 8, and a mound over on the left-hand side that'll throw the ball back onto the green.
There's plenty to consider, and Shields is the man that will take it on, our leader.
Out of position off the tee. There's his third shot in there, just through in the fringe. So he's struggling.
Yes, I think we might be seeing a change, and it'll be happening pretty soon. Shields leading by a single shot, but if Howard can get it right here at 14, he could be back in business.
Well, Howard out with a 3-wood. Munching this ball, hopefully for position A off the tee if he can. Ooh, and it's looked down the right-hand side.
Sam Matton gave us a bit of drama earlier today when he hit the flag.
Yeah, nice little upslope pin over there on the right-hand side. Is he taking this one on, or is he aiming for the middle of the green? I think he's taking it on. Oh, he did take it on. Just a little bit unlucky. He didn't get a hop forward.
Half a club short there, Andrew. Now, tops off for Paul. Just going to make him swing freely here. Straight up in the air. Get some height on it. Land it on this green nice and soft if you can. Oh, just pulled it a fraction. That's going to be a little tricky one, but they also can be your routine babies if you're on form.
Huge putt for Shields. Penultimate hole. Can he find the bottom of the cup? Get to the hole. Oh, it's a great try.
Oh, that's defied gravity.
Well, a foot out, you'd have said guaranteed. Just slid by, and that's the shot dropped.
Yeah, and that could, well, you never know, could prove costly. They're the ones that make you win tournaments. I'll help you win them. We're coming to Matten up the slope. Good touch, not the drop though. Needed that one to drop.
Yeah, that was Freagle. Can tell you that he went on to get birdie to go to 11 under, so back to Paul Howard with this little tester.
Yeah, played a lovely little chip from over the back of the 9th in similar circumstances. He's had hands ahead of the ball, just nudging it forward. How's it done? Oh, needed a bit more. It's a good line.
Might not be able to capitalise.
Now Greg for birdie, across the green. He hasn't holed much. He's had a few in recent holes. Can he get another one though? Ah, not meant to be.
Well, one thing's for sure, he's been entertaining. Been fabulous fun watching him go round today.
Yeah, I'm an iron. What could have been? I think is going through his head, Greg. Now Howard, routine up and down. This for par. And does it easily. Yeah, I think he fancied that chip.
And in the end, having to settle for a share of the lead once again with Paul Shields at 14 under. Darren Wright into the clubhouse. He's our clubhouse leader at 12 under, but still more excitement to come, I'm sure. Now then, time to catch up with one of the men behind this tournament, Michael McDougall of the Paul Lawrie Foundation.
The foundation essentially is a grassroots, an organisation for grassroots golf. But we run right through under 18s, under 15s, 10s and 12s as our kind of primary target audience. But we also support a number of professionals in the field this week. So taking them right through, developing young pros to play on higher level tours. For us, obviously, we're trying to develop guys into being winning tour professionals, and I think that's what a tour like the Europro is able to do. It's high level competition. There's some incredible competitors out here, so at the very top level these guys will hopefully go on to be future Challenge Tour and Tour professionals at the highest level and following the footsteps of a major champion, Paul Lawrie.
Still head to head as we move into the business end of the tournament. Howard versus Shields, the conclusion after the break. Welcome back to the concluding action from the Paul Lawrie Foundation Granite City Classic here at Newmachar in Aberdeen. The 18th looms large. Let's take a look at it with Andrew Coulthard.
Playing just under its par of 4, shortish one to finish with, just 360 yards. This bunker down the right hand side shouldn't really come into play for the players today. Second shot uphill, well bunkered, 2 deep ones at the front, one again on the right hand side. It's a little bit of a bowl shaped green to finish with here on 18.
Well, it's Paul's tournament, and we've got a pair of Pauls leading at the moment. This is one of them, Paul Shields, joint leader with Paul Howard on 14 under. Just a coincidence, I'm sure. Confirmation of those scores with Darren Wright in the clubhouse at 12 under, but don't think that's going to be enough today. Another good performance from him, though, and that's a solid tee shot.
As Andrew was saying, taking the bunker out of play, taking it over it. And Paul Howard on 15. One of the toughest holes coming down the stretch. Definitely long par 3, towering shot. Oh, flirted with the bunker. Come up shy of the first knuckle that's on the right hand side of this green, and that's going to be an awkward putt from there.
Now, uphill always plays a little bit longer. Didn't Shields get the distance right? Only a sand iron.
Yeah, it looked like he was a little bit disgusted with it, but that is actually a beautiful shot. That's left in quite a simple putt. Not a lot of break in that one.
Let's entertain the gallery.
And we said about break. Now this has got a lot of it. Up over the slope, down, coming back a little bit. This could be the crunch. Ooh, not meant to be. That was a great effort though, fraction short.
Paul Howard, once again, stares down the hole. If they dropped today, this man would have been away and clear. And it's still not over yet. The likes of Daniel Gavins might see something happen, but he's got to get something out of this final hole.
If he could hold that, he'd tie for the lead.
Oh, beautiful effort. Really good attempt from Gavins.
Yeah, dancing around the hole. Now, Greg coming down the slope. We've seen Paul Shields so close to holding this kind of putt from off the green though. And Greg could do with this one. Is it going to take the break coming back? No, it doesn't. Stays out there. So many near misses for the man.
Yes, really needed a birdie finish, did Hutch.
No, this is it. Not a lot of break in it. Uphill, can be firm with it.
No, left it out there. And I'm afraid, from Paul Shields' point of view, he knows that that's going to be a rather uncomfortable wait back in the clubhouse at 14 under.
Yeah, and I mean, a 66 final day is no mean feat. That's a great score, but that bogey on 17 proving, well, I think, will prove very, very costly. As we see Gavins now just tapping that in for a very easy birdie, which gets him to 13 under par. And look at that. Loads of birdies, that one little blip.
Yes, Mr. Consistent. Daniel Gavins is at it again and starting to look very good. Now, what lies ahead for Paul Howard, Andrew, at the 16th?
Yeah, 524 yards this plays. Bunker over there down the left-hand side. If Howard can just aim at the right edge, maybe with a little fade. A well-bunkered green through an avenue of trees. This one just well short, surely wouldn't be coming into play, but we've seen the players take on the pin, which is over on the right-hand side, and find that bunker. It's a bit of a sloping green. A chance for Howard to get one hand on the trophy.
Yeah, so what we do know is that this man, if he can make a shot on the final 3 holes and not give anything back, then it could be his win.
Surely just middle of the green, give himself 2 putts. Oh, he's gone right at it again.
Yeah, that is a very confident swing, confident man taking it on as we come to Hutch. Down the last hole. Out with the 3-wood for positioning. Take out this bunker out of play. Oh, just overshot it. Nearly in the real thick gooey stuff on the left-hand side, which is not a place you want to be.
Quite a slow putt up this green. And you don't want to believe in yourself ones like that.
No, a little bit nervy that one, I think, Andrew. But Greg lobbing this one up. Bunker that short left of this green, take it over it, maybe probably release all the way up the green to the hole, or fly it all the way and stop it dead. And he's done that. And what a great shot that is.
I've said he's been entertaining today. It's another fabulous effort from Greg Hutchin. Back to 16, and Ward has had a share of the lead today, but has dropped back to 10 under, but Eagle would put him right back in it. Not to be, I'm afraid. So tap in for his birdie. And that moves him to 11 under. There'll be a lot of players at the end of today walking away from this tournament and thinking, I could have had that. Now Sam Matten.
Yeah, final hole for Sam. This for birdie. This would be a nice confidence booster. Be a great tournament if he can knock this one in. It's a good tournament anyway. Oh, just missing on the right-hand side. And he'll probably knock that one in. It'll keep him in double figures. Good tournament all round for Sam. As you can see, very solid round of golf. That one blip, just like Daniel Gavins coming at the 12th hole. 69, very solid swinger of the ball. He'll be proud of his performance this week, I'm sure.
Now this to set things up a bit for Paul Howard and give him a bit of protection coming down the last two. He's got it.
Yeah, nicely done. Good confident stroke and rewarded for his patience.
Now this one, little trembler, just on the inside the left half of the hole, and send it on its way. And that's nicely done by Greg. Good tournament all round. Probably wooing the old missed putts early doors.
That was a great performance. Just unfortunately those little hiccups there on 12 and 13, but a nice strong finish and a wonderful tournament for Greg Hutchin.
Closing stages of this beautiful golf course. This is 17, 431 yards, par 4. On the card, a stroke index 4, which means it's absolutely hard as you like. Now, as I look down this fairway, it's a slight dogleg from left to right. Loads of trees on that right-hand side. Beautiful, lovely, deep bunker on the left. Some of the guys might think, well, do I play safe? You know, do I not get the driver out? Do I hit the long iron? That's going to leave you a monstrous second to a very, very hard green. Now, driver out, you've got to be very thorough. You've got to aim just inside the trap on the left-hand side with a fade. Not my speciality, but if you've got to do it, do it. So here we go, bit of a Mickelson style, feet outside the tee box, trying to give myself maximum leverage into this fairway, which I need. So we've got a matey cameraman out there. I'm going to aim it straight at him. Hopefully I don't hit him. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Fade for me. Nice little kick back. It's not going to be too bad. Just missed the cameraman. But let's go up there and have a little closer look for the second shot, which I think is going to be dynamite. Now, if the boys coming down here in this position, which I think is going to be the most favourable position because it's a dog leg. If the ball stays straight, this is where they're going to be. Beautiful hole, really is. Now, 7 iron, just a little one. Just make sure I get my shape. Well, I've overdone the shape, but it's definitely safe. It's going to be hitting the green. It's got the bank, like I said, actually. Oh, and it's running down, back onto the back fringe. And now I've got a decent chance of a birdie.
Nice fade, Johnny. I know what I'll be writing in with a challenge, Morgie.
Yeah, that challenge will be very hard for me to do. As we see Howard, it's all rising shot. Coming to the back of the green, bit of chubby checker, feeding back to the flag. Little 20-25 further coming down the slope.
Yes, every shot from here on in for Paul Howard is a shot closer to the title. He's got that one-shot lead, and it's about hanging on to it, if not improving it.
Well, you haven't seen Gareth Wright for a while, and this is why. He's at 10 under, just slipped off the pace a little bit, but now coming up the slope, and it doesn't come back from there, mate. Not to be for Gareth.
Yeah, one of the players we really thought would kick on in this final round.
I think, you know, stays on this tour, plays a few more events. We will see him up there contending. I mean, the guy is a very solid player.
Right, one shot lead, sensible second shot in here. This one's down the green. Not a big swing, just cozy it down there by the whole side. How it's finished there, I never know. Great putt. That would have sealed it.
It definitely would have sealed it. I mean, that has defied gravity, just like Paul Shields' putt did earlier on 17, and he can't Adam and Eve it.
Yes, but just keep it all under control, young man, because you are a few moments away from something very special. Young rolls one past, and he's been a little up and down today as well. I often think when one player in a pairing doesn't quite fire, it does just kind of upset the rhythm, and you don't get quite what you're looking for.
Yeah, there's no doubt that does happen. Also, the opposite of that happens as well. If somebody starts knocking some birdies in, you can catch fire as well.
Yeah, you sure can, Andrew. It's kind of Ward would have going to school on Howard's putt. Can his follow in? No, it can't. Just miss on the high side.
So tap in then for Simon Ward. safely done. And let's head to the 18th now and take a look at that with John Morgan.
Well, what a testing final hole. 359 yards, par 4 finishing hole. Big deep bunker here on the right hand side in perfect landing zone, unless you get the big boy out and you take it over it, but then you're coming into loads of contours, kicks offs, into rough, into and out of bounds on the right hand side. Not the place you want to be, but this green is awesome. You know, you're coming in, the pin today is tucked on the right hand side, which is so hard to get to, and the boys are going to struggle. As I come in here, you can just see how deep it is. But anyway, I've got to cut to the chase here, right? You're in these fairway bunkers, it's not the easiest thing, but I got to tell you, just hold your height and nip it off the top, bit like Sandy Lyle at the Masters. God, what a bunker shot that was. Right, anything like that, I'd be very happy. Now this beautiful big tree that's at the back of this green, that's my aiming. Stand tall, whip it off the top, it should come out absolutely fine. I tell you what, that's gotta be good. That's gotta be good.
Oh, it was good, John. And this man also has to be good. One hole standing between Paul Howard and his first win as a professional golfer. So tee shot at 18 on its way. A little nervous look, and that's why.
Just caught a swale there and threw it over to the right hand side.
Yeah, and as we look at 18, you can just see how beautifully cut it is and poised for a grandstand finish, and he's just whacked it just right edge of this bunker and drifted on the wind and very close to the out of bounds and catching this rough on the right hand side by this big tree you see right there now. And that's going to be hard for him to muster up or conjure up a magical shot from there, coming into a green like Andrew was saying earlier, into a bit of a bowl, which can kind of help you. And obviously we can't see his ball, which says pretty crazy things, Andrew.
Must be sitting down a little bit. Wispy grass round about there. Got to be careful that doesn't catch the hosel and turn this club left.
Well, decision to make, and that
sounded like it hit something.
Yeah, it certainly did.
I think that hit the trees, yeah.
And no doubt the cameraman wasn't going to be able to follow that one, because that's obviously changed direction as soon as it clobbered into the tree.
Trying to maybe punch something in a little bit lower. It popped up higher than was expected, caught the branches in the tree. Well, here's where it's finished. Wow.
Ooh, well, this has put a spanner in the works, hasn't it?
You take it.
I didn't expect to be working this hard for his four down the last. Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, what a majestic shot coming into 18. Talk about totally redeem yourself.
Well, no wonder the crowd have gone with this. Marvellous composure under pressure.
That's fantastic, and I wish we could sort of wear a heart rate monitor and see what the guys are feeling like. But that's a wonderful shot in there under enormous pressure.
Yeah, here, Andrew, that would be a great thing to have, actually. See what their hearts are doing. He looks a pretty chilled out character, though, Howard. As we see Ward coming up the slope, not the best of approaches in, but he's got this big lengthy putt. Oh, and that's a very good touch coming up whole side. Very well done.
Yeah, he's played some good golf for Simon Ward. Not quite what he was after today, but certainly plenty to build on for the young man.
Yeah, you can see all the fans out in force.
This is what it's about, though. Turn pro in February, and just a few months later, this for his professional win. And it's in. Fabulous stuff from Paul Howard as he wins the Paul Lawrie Foundation Granite City Classic here at Newmachar in Aberdeen. Brilliant work from Paul Howard. The young Englishman with a really solid final round gets himself to 15 under to claim his maiden professional victory, and it might just be the first of many. Confirmation then of that final leaderboard. Paul Shields is the disappointed man, couldn't quite bring the trophy home for the Scottish fans. Just a single shot behind Howard. And then as you go down through the leaderboard, Gary King will be very pleased with his result. That's a few more pounds in the bank for his race to Desert Springs. And as you look down through this leaderboard, some great names involved. They've played some good golf over the last few days. But time now to hear from the winner with Laura Woods. He must be happy.
I'm made up, because obviously turn pro, you're not really sure what's going to happen. So to get a win so quickly was just brilliant.
And what about for the future? So going ahead, all the next events, how confident do you think this will make you feel?
Yeah, it can only boost my confidence pretty much. I know I can win now, so next time I play Europro event, I know I can take the trophy at the end of the week. So yeah, it's brilliant.
Well, time to take a look at what is developing into a very interesting race to Desert Springs. Gary King with that fabulous 2-win start means that he maintains his position at the top of the leaderboard. Those top 5 positions all important, but what a difference a win makes. Paul Howard into 6th and going very well indeed. Congratulations then to Paul Howard on his maiden professional victory. Michael McDougall from the Paul Laurie Foundation presenting the trophy here in Newmachar. Now, why not come and join us at Mar Hall in Renfrewshire to get a taste of the PGA Europro Tour. That event runs from July the 15th to the 17th, and we'd love to have you along to watch some great golf. And don't forget to contact us through Twitter or Facebook. We love hearing from you, and keep those Challenge John ideas coming in as well. But for this week, from all of us here, it's goodbye.